Starting very, very soon. Alright, we got Karohiki opening up a piece of heart. And leaving the uncle's house. Hopefully we'll be catching up in just a second as we sync the two streams. Karohiki taking a slightly different route than most people, going down and around towards the south side, but making their way up to the secret entrance to Hyrule Castle. Wulfy picking up the magic, which I personally suggest. You never know what you're going to get, even with the random prize drops, and there's the off chance that you might have to go for an early Aghanim kill with the cape, and it's always nice to have that. Karohiki passes up on the... Nope, going back for the bottom of the secret escape chest. And gets a nice 4-bomb drop. As well as Wulfy having a 4-bomb drop. Karohiki looking a little bit lost, traveling around the inside of the castle gardens before heading inside. And Wulfy basically making a standard NMG route to the princess to go save her. By the movements, I would guess that Karohiki is a rather new player to possibly both Link to the Past and Randomizer. More likely just Randomizer. You don't really know where all the chests are necessarily if you play NMG routes. A lot of them can be in rather tricky places. Wulfy opting to go for the 8/ attack on Ball and Chain Guard. If you execute it perfectly, it's faster than throwing a pot and slashing 4 times. Gets more bombs from next to Zelda, and Karohiki is slowly working their way down to the bottom to go save Zelda. For the most part, once people get out of escape, this is kind of the uninteresting bits, and there's not a whole lot you can guess what's going on with escape until you see a few key items, and as such, we're kind of not really seeing anything that's going to change what I would guess most people would route. Either the more standard over to Kakariko, possibly checking the lumberjacks, or going down south towards Lake Hylia first.
Hey there.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty well. Good morning.
Good morning. Put my headphones in. Forgot about that.
Alright, I'm pulling up the restream right now, so I will be with you in just a moment here.
Well, you came just in time for the beginning.
Yeah, you caught me at like the perfect time. So, glad I could hop in on this real quick. So it looks like we got Wulfy just getting into the sewers, and we got Kariohki coming up on Zelda just now.
I guess
So
Kariohki's I guess you could say it that way. We'll go with that. Karaoke. Key.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure about it. So it looks like some kind of like stylized spelling of karaoke, and so that's kind of what I was going with. I don't. What were you saying?
I don't even know anymore. I was thinking like Mario with a key on the end, but starting with a K. That's basically the same thing, isn't it?
So it's it looks like he's a fairly new player. And we've seen Wulfy play before. He knows his stuff. So I mean, based on this initial reaction, I'd say Wulfy's definitely gonna be the favorite one in this matchup, but upsets can happen at any time, so we'll see.
That is absolutely true. The 3 items in Escape, rather uninteresting map, piece of heart.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't think I've really seen much interesting in those 3 chests yet, but I'm still relatively new to randomizers myself.
They used to be considerably more interesting, like painfully so, and like accidentally painfully so, and have been kind of corrected in the logic to not be so overpowered, if you will, especially with bombs becoming rather rampant.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Looks like Wulfy's opting to go with the North Kakariko route, and looks like he'll probably also check the Lumberjack item at the same time.
Pretty standard route. You get the early information. Hopping into that Lumberjack cave just lets you know fairly early on, like, you can confirm whether you need to kill Aghanim. You don't know for sure if you don't have to, but at least it gives you an idea.
Absolutely. The middle prize pack for the poultry looks to be 4 bombs, which is excellent for Wulfy. Will not have to buy or farm bombs in any way whatsoever.
And we see the flute in the Lumberjack cave, so very likely we're going to see an Aghanim kill. Flute's only strictly required for Mire, but it's a nice luxury item to have, even if Mire isn't required. So yeah, Wulfy opting with the more commonly seen and generally more profitable and safer route of Kakariko.
It looks like Kariohki's a little lost in the sewers and got sniped by a rat. Rather unfortunate. They'll be starting back in the throne room to try again.
Yeah, we'll see what Kariohki does when he gets out of Escape. To be honest, if I was in that position and I knew I was going up against a stronger player, and actually this happened to me recently playing just a casual race for fun, I actually died in Escape myself, and I was like, well, let's just start the gambles early, and I took the South Highway Lake route just to maybe give me a slight edge over my opponent. Ooh, but that would be a very bad call from the looks of things. Wulfy picking up the boots in Blind's basement there. As well as the lamp.
Absolutely. And the Moon Pearl. Looks like Wulfy's not going to have much of a problem at all in this seed so far. Just needs access to the Dark World, which we know at the very least he's going to have to go through Aghanim if he wants that flute.
Yeah, that's giving him even more encouragement at this rate. He still would need a key to get to Aghanim. He doesn't have an upgraded sword or a cape yet. But yeah, that's easy access to the Dark World as well as a flute. Gonna be hard passing up that.
And gets that upgraded sword in the form of butter in the tavern.
Yeah, it's too early to say for sure, but it could be shaping up to be a relatively quick seed. If that early Moon Pearl, early boots, early butter, all things that are gonna help speed this up.
Most certainly. And in a straight-out race, I would expect the more experienced NMG player to probably win out.
Wulfy coming up to the reservoir south of Link's house. Scoring himself the blue mail in that first chest, getting him some early defense. That's going to be nice, because he might be dipping into the Dark World as soon as possible with that Moon Pearl. The outside item just being a few bombs. Wulfy, not going to waste his time with that. He's got better things to do. He's moving on that mini mold arm cave.
Usually a very profitable cave early in the game. Making good use of sword beams and bombs.
And what do he's finding himself quite a bit of cash. Oh, and scoring the hook shot at the end there too. Wow, that's gonna help open up a lot of options too.
Kariohki out of escape makes their way into Blind's hut in Kakariko Village.
Looks like Karioki's kind of just sitting there. I'm not sure what's going on actually.
My guess is they haven't been to this puzzle before and are working out the best path to completing it. I didn't know that happened in the vanilla game, that it would solve the open them all.
I actually didn't either.
I
mean, to be perfectly honest, I couldn't tell you the last time I opened the chests in there in the vanilla game.
We're gonna go with we don't believe so. So probably gonna have to take a
Looks
few
like
attacks at it.
he had to leave and reset the room.
Wulfy opting to fake Flipper to get 50 rupees off of the hobo under the bridge.
It's weird, like, in so many seeds, it seems like that hobo's got a fair amount of money on him. I have no idea why he's living under that bridge. I mean, he's got enough money to just toss 20, 50, sometimes even 300 rupees Link's way. That's smart. Saving. It's economical.
Rent savings. from
Everyone
living
just
under
live under a
bridge.
bridge. It's cheaper. Yeah, it looks like Wulfy's making his way up to Aghanim. He definitely wants to get that flute and easy access to the Dark World.
At the very least, getting faster travel is never bad, even if Mire is not required.
Yeah, and right now he lacks any form of gloves, so that will open up Death Mountain to him as well. And with that hook shot, he'll at least be able to explore the light world side of Death Mountain. Not the Dark World until he finds himself a pair of gloves, though. A nice pair of golden gloves.
Yeah, a very specific pair of gloves, yes. Kariohki checking out the chicken hut, and Wulfy continuing the climb up Aghanim's tower.
Yeah, that better sword's really just to make short work of all the enemies in Aghanim's tower. Meanwhile, Kariohki's perhaps a little lost looking for all the chests in Kakariko.
Yeah, skipping by the tavern would be an unwise decision. Hopefully, they go back to pick up the butter sword that's hanging out there. I expect Wulfy to have a good clean fight against Aghanim.
I'm predicting 0 blue balls. What's everyone think in chat?
We could change that. We can make it so he has nothing but blue balls. Guaranteed 6 cycle. Be awful.
Hey, actually taking out those blue balls can lull you into a false sense of security. I was fighting him in Randomizer recently, and I totally just forgot he still shoots lightning. I was like, oh wait, he can actually do things that hurt you still. Only shoots it off once, but when you only have 2 hearts and you forget about it, it can be a little frustrating.
Right. So Wulfy takes down Aghanim and gets a mushroom out of the deal. Do you think he'll go and just turn that in right away, or do some more exploration?
He does have that hook shot, so he can actually access the west side. Oh wait, no, because he doesn't have the gloves or the hammer, as he just realized at the same time.
Another option would have been the flippers, to swim through the river next to that and come back up to use the hook shot.
He actually doesn't have the flippers. He only had the big flippers for Hobo.
Right, well, I was saying it was another option.
That's true.
One that a lot of people, I would think, tend to forget. It's not a very obvious thing. Kariohki checking out the dam right now. And Wulfy cleaning up his dash items, picks himself up a book.
Alright, so when we see the map, so we got the Blue Pen and at Hera, Eastern Desert, both crystals. I believe Desert was the 5th crystal. I didn't have the opportunity to see what Eastern was.
I myself missed it as well. Wulfy's going to take no time picking up the flute and probably going to activate it immediately. And then my guess is he'll probably just immediately flute to the desert to check out what's on the cliff since he has the book. Maybe pick up Agina's cave.
He might as well. It's a crystal dungeon. He's got the lantern. I would be surprised if he doesn't just outright clear it right now.
Kariohki going for Agina right now. They have plenty of bombs, so they should be able to easily collect the item that is south of the old man. The other old man. Is that the ice rod? Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Looks like Kariohki is on their way. If Turtle Rock is required, now knows where the ice rod is. Generally one of the more troll items in the game when you're trying to complete it in Turtle Rock is in fact required.
Yeah, I mean, it often seems to be either the ice or fire rod that's the elusive item in a lot of these seeds so far.
The biggest problem with Ice Rod, and Fire Rod is, as well, can be kind of trolly. The thing is, Fire Rod can't be in a fair amount of places due to the fact that, like, you need it to beat Skullwoods. However, the Ice Rod can legitimately only not be in one place ever, no matter what, which is at Trinex. Otherwise, if Turtle Rock is a crystal dungeon, then it can't be in GT. Other than that, it can be absolutely anywhere in the game.
Wulfy picking himself up the bow in desert. That's certainly going to be required too. And the desert ledge item was the power gloves, which actually he was going to need a pair of gloves to actually outright finish this dungeon, so that will give him access to the final section of this dungeon and the boss and crystal.
And he does have fire, which means he'll absolutely be able to get all the way there.
And over on Kariohki's side, he just cleared out that mini Moldarm cave and scored himself a hook shot.
Still making some good progress, but missing a few key locations that would potentially net a lot more. It's crystals 6 and 5. Now that's interesting. We know that
Indeed.
desert can be completable if you get to it, and it gives you everything you need to get through Eastern, namely the bow. Do we think that the Fat Fairy, or I should say the Pyramid Fairy, is going to have anything good for us in this particular seed?
I would say there's a higher chance than normal with that kind of setup. The fifth and 6th crystal being available so early and so easily just will make it a little bit more likely that the Pyramid Fairy is going to offer some goodies.
Kariohki stopping back at their house to pick up a few hearts as they were getting low traveling around the overworld.
So looks like Kariohki's taking some time thinking about what they want to do next. Meanwhile, Wulfy's about to enter that Lamola fight. He's got the better sword, so 2 slashes each and they'll be done. Should be a pretty quick fight for him.
Kariohki checking the dash rocks to the west of Sanctuary, picks up the book. May actually still be just on the right path. Certainly going to be more difficult without the butter sword.
Yeah, hopefully he makes his way back through Kakariko at some point, and it dawns on him that he missed a few chests there.
Really nice routing from Wulfy, basically fluting into desert and then doing desert and then now picking up the Agena cave.
Yeah, so he's gonna score himself the Ice Rod, probably save and quit. Likely gonna head straight to Eastern after this.
That would probably be my play in this situation. You have everything you need to complete it. It's a crystal. It's not a terribly long dungeon. You get 3 items out of it.
And you can check Sasharala's for 3 more on the way.
Yeah, it's definitely the optimal at this point choice. Until you can find a better way into the Dark World. Although at this point has opened up the catfish. And still hasn't done anything with that mushroom, I believe.
Oh, he slided himself 300 rupees in Sasharala's and the Burnacane. So he's got enough money for Zora now, so yeah, he might try to, and he's got the flippers, I believe. I believe he picked those up in Desert Palace.
Must have.
So he might route in that mushroom, that Zora trip, because he'll be able to grab that ledge item and possibly the catfish all in one go. It makes that long trek much more worth it when you can do it all at once.
We just need the mirror to make that happen. Kariohki working their way around the Lost Woods. I like the cane strat going up the ball pit in Eastern.
That's actually not a bad use of it at all.
Nope. It does add a little extra lag, but you're dashing to get the 4 pixels per frame thing going on. So it probably works out to be about the same. Picks up the big key on the right-hand side. And Kariohki's going to go check out what the Master Sword is.
And it's just couch cash.
So 20 or 50 rupees sitting there. Looks like Wulfy misses the... Sort of misses the quick kill. Gets the double spawn. Finds the mirror, which makes that earlier path that you were talking about up to Catfish a really good routing choice.
This has been a very generous seed so far.
Absolutely. And the cape.
And the cape, wow. But it's still early and there's still some key items missing. It's very possible to get walled by an item or two for a while.
We'll just have to find out what the pendant and crystal dungeons are in Dark World. More often than not, Cane Samara is going to be required, and we're probably going to need 1 or 2 medallions. And Fire Rod is usually required for pretty much everything, although it's not unheard of to not be required until Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, I actually did a Fire Rodless seed the other day. But yeah, you need you need both Turtle Rock and Skullwoods to be a fire, or to be pendant dungeons. And
Actually, a point of contention there. Turtle Rock does not require the Fire Rod. It only requires it if the Compass Room and the Chain Chomp Room aren't both keys. You can technically get through the entire thing without
How do you
Fire
kill
Rod.
Trinex without the Fire Rod?
Well, fine. Let's not talk about that. But to get into the dungeon,
That probably sounded a little sassier than it meant to. Sorry, I just woke up, so I'm a little groggy still. But
no, it's sorry. I'm like mentally. You don't need it. All right, we have Kariohki getting the butter sword from the tavern, and Wulfy is going in to finish off the Armos Knights. I found one of the best things to do in Randomizer when you're not sure what to do is to do something. Just keep moving, go into joke rooms. Wow, great pickup from Wulfy.
yep. So picking up that red mail. So Wulfy's sitting at 5 hearts. It's gonna be not that big of a deal with the red mail though. And yeah, that's a common mantra is to just keep moving. You don't want to be sitting for too long, but also at the same time, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to take a few seconds and compose yourself, think of your best move.
That's certainly true. Look up a map would
Yeah.
also be helpful. Wulfy's
you-
finally... Oh, go ahead.
You don't want to go off on like some long trek to like, catfish for a single item or something that's so far away when you can go somewhere that's going to give you a bunch of chests.
But if you have no better idea, at least going after catfish is better than doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be sitting around for minutes at a time. But yeah, we got Wulfy on the mountain. He's gonna escort that old man, help him find his way home.
And gets a very nice item indeed.
I actually was not looking. What did he get?
A nice pair of bling gloves. He can now get to pretty much anywhere in the Dark World.
Yeah, and he's already up here on Death Mountain, so he can go over to the east side after he checks his top part.
Kariohki making their way over to the Ice Rod Cave. We got a full heart container on top of Spectacle Rock, and I'm not sure, but I think it was just some rupees inside.
Yeah, I think it was a blue rupee of all things, so not even worth thinking about going all the way for that few of rupees.
So Wulfy's going to pick up the full heart container, probably check Ether, and if it were me, I would dip into Hera and just check like the first few items. You don't necessarily have to clear the whole dungeon, but it's a pretty quick dungeon to get around. Kariohki going into the right side of Ice Rod Cave, trying to push on some stones. Will probably, on their way out, see the bombable hint wall and probably work out the path into the chest.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Wulfy saved and quit. Couldn't make his way over to that east side of Death Mountain. He's got hook shot, he's got Titan Mitts, he's got Moon Pearl. He's gonna be able to check out a good 15 items over here.
Has he mapped in Dark World yet? I don't think he has.
I don't believe so.
Kariohki figuring out which side to bomb, gets into the Ice Rod Cave. I absolutely agree that it's wonderful to see anyone come in and play the randomizer. It's a little rough at first. It's very daunting to find all of the different locations. And we have Ether in the 5 chests.
Wulfy, yeah, scoring Ether there. If both Meyer and Turtle Rock are required, there's an over 50% chance that he'll need that. And yeah, it's nice to see new players, so I'm gonna hand it to Kariohki either way, because it is very daunting, even if you're familiar with this game, like the vanilla version of this game. Oh, and here we get the Dark World map. Looks like there's green pendant at Palace of Darkness and the red pendant at Ice.
Right, and everything else will be required. So Wulfy will more than likely be checking what medallion is at Turtle Rock, and probably feeling pretty good that has the ice rod out of the way. Looks like Karaoke is probably making their way over to Eastern Palace. Wulfy doing a quick mirror check to see what's on the floating island. Finds it to be a full heart container. Might be worth getting, but he has red mail and might just skip past it.
Yeah, and it's a little more of a time investment than that other heart piece he grabbed on the other side of Death Mountain. Quick peek at Turtle Rock showed that it was a ether, so picking up that coin is going to come in handy. Clearing out Hookshot Cave, find himself another heart container. So yeah, I'd say it looks like sitting at 8 hearts in red mail, Wulfy is feeling pretty good about his defenses at this point in the game. Making his way.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, making his way through Spiral Cave, found some other sword upgrade there, but since he already had butter, it's just gonna show up as butter sword, so he doesn't get downgrade. Meanwhile, Karaoke sitting at the entrance to Eastern Palace, considering if they want to delve any deeper. They don't have the bow, so may want to reconsider this choice.
Sick kid, having the blue shield, which must be making Wulfy feel pretty good and protected from arrows now. And gonna do a sweep of Village of Outcasts.
Scoring himself Quake off of the chess game may come in handy, as we haven't seen what he's going to need to get into Mire yet. Meanwhile, Karaoke pushing on through Eastern Palace. Gonna find a couple things for trouble, but not what she's gonna need to finish this dungeon, unfortunately. As we know, Bo's sitting over in desert.
So, Wulfy is either gonna continue checking overworld locations to the south or head up north, or a third option, go for the Thieves' Town dungeon.
Looks like he's heading on over to the shovel game. The shovel game, of course, in Randomizer, always giving up its item on the 15th dig. Which feels great for anyone who runs the 100% version in the vanilla game.
Which I believe doesn't give anything till the 21st dig, right? And then it's a really low chance or something?
I believe it's on the 15th or 16th dig, it starts giving you, like, what is it, like 1 in 16th chance or something of the heart piece.
I thought it was
very
more dire,
often you'll see oh, Wulfy scoring the cane on that cave south of the grove.
Kariohki picking up the mirror, which will be great for their progression. Looks like Wulfy is going to be heading straight over for the Hype Cave. Kariohki picks up the cape.
Wulfy turn around, realizing he forgot to go talk to the pig tree kid man over here. Now it looks like Wulfy may be making his way back over to Hype Cave, or looks more likely he'll be checking out Bombos' tablet. So, given Wulfy's items at the moment, where do you think he's gonna go after this?
He still needs hammers, so he can't really go into. He's not going to prioritize going into Swamp or Thieves Town. He needs Fire Rod. I guess it really depends on what he picks up in this next place he's about to check.
Yeah, I mean, probably not gonna commit to any one decision until he checks Hype Cave, sees what those 5 items are.
But
But
if
he
it's
does have the items to clear out Mire if he wants to do that.
Absolutely. Well, maybe. Unless Mire's Bombos.
Oh, that's true. He may still need the key to get in there.
We have Kariohki clearing out the enemies in Eastern Palace to release the bubbles and hopefully get what's inside the chest.
Wulfy's scoring the silver arrows and the shovel in the back of Hype Cave.
Did Wulfy ever turn in the mushroom?
No, I don't think he's been over to the northeastern portion of either the light or dark world yet.
Oh, looks like he's considering going up and doing the catfish for a second. But he realizes he has what he needs for the big bomb. The only problem is no, he actually has an easy way of getting it there too.
Dead, so yeah,
With
it's only
Mir-
going to take him a couple seconds to do this.
Are we gonna find that tournament seed that has something special at the Pyramid Fairy? Kariohki taking a save and quit to probably head back to their house, hopefully heading over to Desert. We'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, so the person in chat asking how Carrie's going so slow is that it appears that she, I believe it's she based on what people in chat have been saying, is probably a new runner. It's a very intimidating thing to jump into a randomizer tournament like this, so...
Wulfy gets the 3rd clue and doesn't have to worry about entering Turtle Rock or Missouri Mire at all. It will be interesting if Bombos is the Missouri Mire medallion now.
Yeah, this is crazy. 40 minutes in, and Wulfy's almost gonna have a completely full inventory.
I really do like this pathing too. Picking up the big bomb on your way up to Catfish to then Mirror, and stopping real quick to do the mushroom item. This is really great pathing.
Really, really efficient way to check all of these locations on the overworld.
Looks like Kariohki might be going after the Aghanim kill, which will really help their progression.
Looks like Wulfy's trying to hurt himself with some bombs there, so you drink up that red potion and buy himself a blue potion instead. He's got the money for it, why not?
My guess is that Kariohki right now is looking up a map. Catfish throwing out some bombs, and Wulfy deciding to pick them up. Kariohki finally was about to make a move, then opens up the map for a second.
Wulfy making his way up to Sora, spotting himself with another bottle on that ledge item with a blue potion.
Personally, if you're here and you have flippers, I'd pick up that potion. It's free. It doesn't hurt you too much. You maybe lose 3 seconds for getting it, and you're going to save and quit right after.
Yeah, you might as well pick it up. It's an added safety. It lets you completely refill your health and almost can be just as important in your magic. I know I've had a few instances where I've been just completely empty on magic and need it for like a medallion usage to get into a dungeon. And I'm just like, screw it, I'll just drink this potion. If I need to buy another one, I'll have the money.
Wulfy is going to check the King's Tomb. And I believe Kariohki is getting closer to figuring out how to get up to Aghanim's tower.
Wulfy's only finding a single rupee in the King's Tomb.
Only 2 of those in the game. But we all know that you win the game when you find the single aerial.
Looks like the king just didn't want to leave his riches behind for anyone.
Took it with him.
Wulfy's gonna make his way over to the shovel spot. Oh, bless you.
Sorry, I missed the push to...
Oh boy. Found the fire rod.
Oh, he's in go mode now, I believe, other than the
He
hammer.
just used the hammer. And making a good call. Just gonna head over to Meyer. He's got 3 more quick locations to check over here. Finding himself another heart container and 5 rupees in the first 2 chests. Probably gonna make his way over to the northeastern desert cave.
This seed is probably beating out the seed Jet and I had last night for godliness, as it were.
That was a Stoops jet seed.
Ah, found the single arrow. Game is over. Kariohki making the climb up to Aghanim's tower right now.
Looks like Wulfy's gonna opt to use Bombos, enter Meyer, and probably full clear it looking for that hammer and net himself another crystal in the end.
We see the Quickmire first room strats here. Pretty good.
If you're, that room's made a lot easier if you have full health and can toss out some sword beams, but if you don't, the fire rod is a great backup.
I've always been fond of using both, kind of throwing it all around left and right.
Yeah, it helps really clear out all those wizards that are spread around the room.
I would, let's see, is it, that lost it? I believe that he's gonna definitely clear out dungeons until he finds the hammer. because until you find that last item that is absolutely required in every single seed, you're not going to want to pass up any single chest.
No, you don't want to go looking everywhere else and then in the end be like, oh, well, I guess I forgot to check everything back in Mire. And end up coming back here after 40 minutes of searching everywhere else.
Mire's also an extremely slow dungeon to enter.
Yeah. Kind of out of the way on its own in the Dark World, and gotta clear out that first room with all those enemies every time.
Did Wulfy get all the items in Mire?
He didn't. I would think that perhaps he's gonna quickly kill the boss, come back in with the mirror, and then as soon as he finds the 2 items, he can just mirror out and be done with it. But who knows? Maybe
That's a fair routing choice. I've seen that choice like in Swamp, where you go straight through and then come back to pick up the left-hand side and mirror out. Uh-oh, Kariohki's going...
Kariohki, having a little bit of trouble in this room in Eggnam's. Down to a half a heart. Wulfy busting out the silver arrows on Vitreous. Gonna take out all these small eyeballs in a single shot. Wow, he's making quick work. What a sniper.
And Kariohki's got to watch out. Any one of those arrows connects, and...
Playing it safe, probably a good call. Not worth taking the death and having to restart this dungeon when she's so close to finishing.
Yeah. Awkward position here, but yeah.
Those 2 hearts from the last 2 guards she killed, gonna save her there.
Basically, from here on out, if you've practiced Aghanim, you should be able to... do this fight no problem.
Yeah. Aghanim and the Randomizer not throwing out any blue balls makes the fight free as long as you know what you're doing. As long as you can remember to that the 5th shot is going to be lightning, and don't pull dumb like I have and let it kill you. So yeah, it looks like Wulfy deciding that Mire, those 2 potential items in there, is just not worth all the effort it's going to take to find them. Opting to go do Thieves Town instead.
Well, the upside to Thieves Town is there's only one chest he can't check, and that chest happens to be hammer-locked, so you know it's not the hammer.
That's very true. And the one item he needs, it can't be in there, so...
Kariohki
there's no reason not to do this.
Takes a bail on Aghanim, will reclimb the tower. It's rather unfortunate.
Wait, did she die, or...?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's unfortunate I wasn't watching.
Did not deflect the ball in time.
So yeah, Wulfy making his way through Thieves Town. Overall, fairly short dungeon, even when you're fully clearing it, and with 4 potential items. And as you mentioned, the one chest he can't open is locked by the hammer, which is the only item he needs, so...
Also gets a beautiful God Pixel dash through the Hellway.
Yeah, that's extremely difficult. Usually, like, if I have the cape like he does, I just opt to use the cape.
Which, something one should be weary of is screen transitions, like especially stairs, when you have the cape. If you disable the cape coming right out of the transition, you can end up locking Link into like a left moving thing or in a single direction movement. Where the easy way to fix it is to cape again if you can. Otherwise, you're stuck on the overworld saving and quitting or in the dungeon mirroring if you have the mirror.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't seen that yet. I'll have to keep that in mind.
It's certainly the rare times that it happens. It's more if you're a cape user that you'll want to keep it kind of in the back of your head.
Yeah, I don't use the cape a lot, but there are certain rooms like that room in Thieves Town where lining up that dash to the middle is very precise. And if you have the cape, it's basically free, so why not? So Wulfy entering that blind fight. Hoping for that hammer drop. If not, I expect he'll probably head up to Skullwoods. That's another quick dungeon.
It's quick and you can find the two dungeon items relatively fast. We also know that luckily Shirasala does not have the hammer because Pod is the green pendant and no, is Pod? Yes.
Yes, it was. It was
Yeah.
a green pendant. So yeah, that's another excellent point.
So you don't have
So
to worry about that.
could be in Palace of Darkness, but he's not gonna have to clear it.
Right. Could also just be right here at the Smiths. That would be the most apt place to find the magical hammer.
And if not, I mean, I'm sure they've got some spare hammers lying around that they could lend him.
Kariohki coming up with more hearts this time. The room before Aghanim. Figuring out a better strat to bait the guard and then not have to deal with them.
It looks like the blacksmiths don't have the spare hammer. Instead, they're just showing Wulfy some love. Give him another heart container. Yeah, it looks like he's snagging that chest and going down into Bat.
Bat can have the hammer.
Okay,
it's more interesting when it does.
I figured he could, but I was going to ask you.
Oh, absolutely he can. Because you can go Dark World Access and Mirror to get to him.
Yeah, exactly as he did now. But it looks like it's just going to be another 20 rupees.
Basically, the way to determine if something can have an item, if you can get there without it, it can have it. If you can conceive of some way of getting there without it, that's no glitches.
Barring glitches, obviously, yeah. Alright. Round 2 against Aghanim. Working out a little bit more in Kariohki's favor.
Absolutely. Still does not have Moon Pearl, so we'll be in bunny state, but hopefully picks up the pyramid item.
Yeah, hopefully she snags that before returning back to the light world. Looks like she's looking for it.
My guess is that Wulfy's going to go for a northern Dark World clear now.
Yeah, he's got this bumper cave up here to check, as well as the grave cave.
And I noticed the chat's talking about major glitches versus minor glitches. Basically, e.g., the exploration glitch, YBAs, the Yazahora bottle adventures, and clipping, where you basically clip through the bounds of the game by like jumping through walls and stuff like that, would all be considered major glitches. Anything else would be considered a minor glitch. So reviving the bunny inside of a dungeon would be a minor glitch. Fake flippering, things like that.
Yeah, things that don't tend to just break the game completely, as EG and clipping and stuff tend to do. And even those minor glitches that are allowed, as been mentioned, are never required and rarely prove themselves to be that useful. They can offer a small sequence break, but
for the most part, they generally don't offer too much in the land of Rando. That is correct. Wulfy collecting a whole bunch of keys. Not keys. And kariohki is heading over to desert, I think.
it looks like it. That would be a good call. Got the items to get in there. Don't think she knows that the glove is over there yet, but once she sees it, she'll be able to finish. And she'll be able to score herself a nice bow.
This is an interesting play by Wulfy. He picked up the big key and immediately goes to check the big key chest. The big chest. I think I probably would have saved it for after killing Mothula.
I could see either way, really, because that's the first item he found in there was the heart container in that big chest just now, correct?
Correct, as far as I recall.
So he's got the Mothula drop and the small chest in the other part of the dungeon.
I guess that's fair. We'll see.
So I would kill Mothula, and then
if you don't get an item, go collect the item down below the second part.
Yeah. Whereas if he opted to do this first, no matter what, if he got an item, he was either gonna have to go grab that small chest or grab the big chest.
Fair point.
I mean, overall, it probably kind of just evens out in the end. Wulfy making quick work of that Gibdo Lantern room. A room that I still very much despise with normal magic.
Going into the Mothula fight, and kariohki sitting on their pause screen, thinking about the desert area, probably determining what they're going to do next. Pretty clean kill.
Yeah. Pretty nice fight against Mothula. Unfortunately, only rewarded with 20 rupees for his trouble. Small consolation prize in knowing that he doesn't have to come back in.
Right, that's the, it's not the hammer, but...
And Karioki's sitting in the room with the bow. She just gotta remember to pick up that middle pot, and there she goes.
That is great news. Hopefully continues on to the outside of the dungeon. Wulfy checking the prize at the Master Sword pedestal, finds out it's 20 or 50 rupees, moves right along.
And heading up towards Death Mountain. He could technically do Turtle Rock right now if he wanted to.
I'm guessing he can't. No,
But-
he can't do Turtle Rock at all.
Oh, he needs... Yeah, he can enter, that's right.
He's probably gonna. Yeah, Hera would be the option that I would be expecting at this point. Which does bring us back to the earlier time when he was right by Hera.
Yeah, you mentioned he could just have peeked his head in here and taken a look at the first few items.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if it's not the first few items, then no big deal, but the fact that he's now having to basically search...
Yeah, this trip is a little further out of his way.
With Flute, it's not terrible, but it is that you had to climb past the sky cabbages.
The good news is, with that Butter Sword, he'll make quick work of this dungeon.
Oh yeah.
So
That's
if he has
good.
to kill Mordorm, it's not going to take any time at all.
It's a 2-hit kill on Moldorm. Kariohki is sitting in the top left of the desert, probably thinking about what they want to do next. And this is why it's important to just keep moving. In the worst case, you get to like see more of the game and know what rooms not to go into. Looks like they're going to save and quit without collecting the gloves on the desert area. And Wulfy gets 10 arrows, so there's one more item in here to pick up. Still going to be a great race time if Wulfy picks up the hammer here in a few.
Yeah, and even when he does find it, he's only got 2 crystals left to grab, so it shouldn't take very long.
Right. I think the trolliest place that he could find the hammer would be inside of Swamp.
Yeah, that not the very, very first chest, but right after that first chest with the small key is the only chest open to him in Swan Palace, and it could potentially have the hammer.
Kariohki is heading over to Eastern Palace, and it looks like Wulfy does need to check the basement item. I would almost just fall down right now or mirror instead of collecting the pendant to skip the fanfare.
Yeah, we already know that pendant, and even he should know that that pendant's not going to lead to anything.
But, I mean, it's nice to get a heart refill and a magic refill. It can't be in Spike Cave because it requires the hammer to enter the Spike Cave. So it's going to be in any place that does not, in fact, require a hammer. Which we're running low on, but places that could have the hammer are Palace of Darkness, Ice Palace. I'm pretty sure Wulfy's cleared out the entirety of the overworld.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any places he's skipped over in the overworld, and I can't really think of any offhand.
Well, any that don't require the hammer, like he skipped hammer pegs, but there's a good reason behind that one.
Yeah. It could very well be in Misery Mire, because there's 2 potential items in there, and you didn't see either one of them.
That'd be a real kick yourself in the pants moment. We finish up Tower of Hera, find that there's nothing in there whatsoever. Entire joke. Wulfy initially comes over to Eastern area and decides against it.
It looks like he's gonna take that Hyrule Gate back over to the Dark World.
Because
Probably heading over to the Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, he couldn't enter through that particular spot because it requires the hammer.
Yeah, this is the fastest way for him to get over here. Yeah, to Mr. Quackums in chat saying that you thought you needed the penance to fight Ganon. In Randomizer, and actually I guess probably in the vanilla game itself, to open up Ganon's Tower itself, you just need the 7 crystals. And so a lot of times in Randomizer you can skip over collecting the penance. You only need to collect them if for some reason they will lead you to the 7 crystals.
Yeah, the original vanilla game essentially locked your access to the Dark World to get the crystals by requiring the Master Sword, which required all the pendants. Once that was removed, it basically is just that the 7 crystals are the only thing that unlock Ganon's Tower.
So, Wulfy making his way through Palace of Darkness. 5 potential items in here. So, in terms of the options he has available to him, this is probably the most item-dense area left.
I think it's a good choice. Certainly a good place to be searching. There are 102 participants in the tourney, as you were saying.
I would say he's just clearing out the front side of the dungeon right now. And randomizers tend to be very small key heavy in the front of Palace of Darkness, just to prevent soft locks in the dungeon.
Absolutely. There's 4 keys before the falling bridge, guaranteed. The discussion for the logic of Palace of Darkness took, I believe, 6 hours of straight talking over what we could put where.
Yeah, ACM has been, downloaded a big old batch of 100,000, been doing some statistical analysis.
Mm-hmm.
I think he said, a lot of these chests have, an 80% chance of having a small key or something.
That sounds about right. If there's, 6 chests and 4 of them have to be keys, then that kind of tells you exactly what's going on, right?
But either way, you gotta do your due diligence and pick them all up so you can clear the rest of this dungeon.
Absolutely.
And
so Wulfy's... Oh, go ahead.
I was just say, actually, I really like routing this dungeon in Randomizer. A lot of the stuff, I'm starting to look at other people's kind of methods for doing things now, but when I started doing Randomizer about a month ago, I did a lot of this stuff just kind of trying to figure it out on my own. So trying all the different paths, there's a lot of different ways you can go about doing clearing kind of the front end of this dungeon.
Absolutely. Kariohki is working their way up the Eastern Palace towards Armos. And as soon as Wulfy finds that hammer, it's going to peace out and just go aim to win the game. Really hoping that he's going to find hammer in the big chest here.
Close.
Wow.
In the small chest right outside of it, at least. So slightly randomized. It just didn't get very far.
It's I give up. Just put it right there. Well, Wulfy is now in go mode. Requires nothing else to complete the game. Looks like
he's got a full inventory. He's got 15 hearts in red mail, silver arrows. He's just decked out. This has been a very generous seed.
My guess is completion time because Swamp's going to be really fast. He'll be done probably at 35 after at the most on the outside. But realistically, probably at 130. Kariohki is
Uh,
learning that
he
bow.
still has Turtle Rock as well, though.
Yeah, but it's Turtle Rock's not terribly slow if you know that you have Ice Rod. You're just going in, killing it, moving on.
That's true. It could be, yeah, I'd say 130 to like 135. It kind of, the big range on time there is going to be kind of up to you how early he gets that Ganon Tower key.
Absolutely.
Go means that he has, go means go. It means he has all the items he needs to complete the game. So he's just going to be clearing out the rest of the dungeons and killing Ganon as fast as possible now. Kariohki clearing out Armos Knights, scoring herself that red mail. Still sitting at 5 hearts, so that red mail is going to be a nice safety net, scoring that first crystal.
Yeah, green. I didn't actually know what that go button was for the longest time myself. And I don't think Wulfy's going to stop for anything whatsoever. Has silver arrows, has butter sword, red mail, too many hearts.
Yeah, there's nothing left for him that's really worth grabbing.
Half magic maybe, but even then, just like you can power through this.
Yeah, and it's not going out of your way for it. Like if he happens upon it at like Ganon's tower or something, that's great, but no reason to like check extra chests on your way. So while he's clearing up that Argus fight, Kariohki's sitting over near the Death Mountain entrance, thinking about what to do.
Decides to pick up the lumberjack item.
So yeah, Kariohki's sitting on that flute now, thinking about her next move. Hopefully gonna go grab that bird.
That would be a very wise choice. Get a lot of faster movement.
While Wulfy making his way up Death Mountain. Gonna be starting Turtle Rock probably right around the 120 mark.
So for a really quick Turtle Rock, you want to find 2 keys in the big key in the first 3 chests. because then you're pretty much able to just run straight to the end.
Wulfy finding a small key in the first chest. As I said, hoping for a big key in a Wulfy making nice use of that can to get through the roller room there. The can of burn one of the lesser used items in Randomizer, if not the least used.
I don't know. I'd probably put that down to like a boomerang, or
Yeah, the boomerang or the net are actually probably the least used.
red shield, maybe. I'm just messing with you. So
Like even when I get the boomerang super early, like sometimes I'll find it first thing, and I'll just like completely forget to use it in like escape, like you would in like a normal like NMG run. Because I'm just so like not used to having it in Randomizer. I'm just like, oh, like I have this boomerang, I should use it.
And Wulfy did pick up the big key. That was a question.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
Yep, just saw it there. So
he's
here
gonna
he
grab
just
this small key.
peace out. He has 2 keys heading. So even if there's a key behind this door in that center chest, the 2 keys should give him access to find at least 1 key in the roller pin room or in the laser bridge room.
Yeah, if you have 2 small keys and the big key at that point, there's no point in going in that middle. Well, actually, if you have the big key and you are not looking for items in this dungeon, there's no point in wasting a small key on that door, regardless.
Right. And I think Karohiki is either going to probably go to Death Mountain and maybe go save the old man. Would be a good choice.
Yeah, looking like it, just hovering over that first fly spot.
I don't think Wulfy's... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't think Wulfy's taking any chances just going through, like, speeding through these rooms. Not sure of his opponent. It's, just kind of don't stop, don't look back, just keep moving.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a fair chance that he kind of considers himself favoring this chance, but going against an unknown opponent, you never want to underestimate them, especially in a randomizer. I've seen a couple players that were relatively like unknown. Like I scoped out their SRL stuff and didn't see anything, and they showed that they're very capable players.
Right.
And in the end, the times that he gets will help determine his seeding in brackets in some way. So you want to get the fastest time no matter what.
Absolutely. And Kariohki gets the Titan's Mitt for returning the old man. And looks like they're going to go in for old man kisses at half a heart on the top of Death Mountain. Does not talk to old man, though. Wulfy looks to enter Ganon's tower.
Wulfy making his way into Ganon's tower. Got any predictions for how many chests he's going to open before he finds that all-important Ganon key?
This is a really fast seed, so let's just say it's right here on the right-hand side in the first two chests. That was my prediction.
Well, I'm going to predict that the seed has been so nice and so generous this entire time that it's going to be really late. I think it's going to be after Ice Armos.
We got some 13s, a 2, 15, 12, 16, 7th.
I'm going to say, what, 18?
If it's after
17?
Ice Armos, you're probably thinking like 16 or 15, I believe, somewhere in that region. Because there's 20, maybe 26 chests. Yeah, maybe
There's 22 that could be the... I think 23 that could be the Ganon key.
That sounds fair.
And 5 of which are over on the right side.
Yes. Technically 7, but got the other 2 first.
Oh, yeah. Well, most people grabbed those early, so I wasn't really thinking about those.
Using that boomerang, probably the first time this entire seed. And Kariohki is going to go pick up the 5 rupee drop inside of Spectacle Rock Cave. Maybe get a fairy for her trouble. Wulfy not hurting for keys whatsoever. Goes into the bombable wall room. Ooh, looks like we're gonna go
Still
check
not
above
showing
Armos.
So it looks like he's going to pay our buddy Bob the anti-fairy a visit.
Yep. That guy is
And
quite a
got
guy.
one more chest before Ice Armos. Well, he's switching over to the magic powder. Oh, is he going to transform Bob? Oh,
Well, that's
rip.
okay, because Bob jumps to the other one.
That's really funny. I didn't know that happened.
You can't get rid of Bob that easily. Now, if you powder both of them, yeah, probably. No idea what happens then. You're gonna get a super quick kill on Ice Armos with the silver arrows.
Yeah, very clean. Making his way up to the 3 chest.
You
And-
were right.
There is the big key.
And another sword for your trouble. So
Yeah,
at this
making his way
point-
upstairs right about the 130 mark.
And Kariohki is checking out East Death Mountain. Yold, he got that butter sword 3 times this seed.
Yeah, he's gotta watch his cholesterol intake. That's not healthy. That's a lot of butter.
It's a lot of butter. Well, it has a lot of bread. Dashes across the cannon room and gets hit but stays up to continue running.
Over on the other side, Kariohki's clearing out that East Death Mountain cave.
Not a bad gauntlet, but a lot of the enemies aren't cooperating for Wulfy.
Kariohki's scoring that Ether Tablet or Medallion for her trouble. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the Moon Pearl yet, I don't think, so she's not gonna be able to do the Dark World side.
Well, technically, you can with Super Bunny. Get the 2 chests at the very least. Can't do the Hookshot Cave.
Oh, Wulfy's steadily making his way up Cannon Tower. Just flawlessly working his way through these rooms.
Wulfy not even needing to pick up the mini Helmasaur key. Decides not even to bother with the bubbles to get extra fairies.
He's still got 10 full hearts, another half heart, and I'm sure he's confident in his ability to handle Magnum 2 and Ganon.
Yep. Does not even check the Moldarm 2 chest.
Oh, that's
He's
a
in-
disqualification at this point.
Gotta go fast. Save the fanfares.
There could have been half magic in there or something. Maybe the
There-
Mirror Shield.
Could have been, but I don't.
Although the Mirror Shield would not have been as stylish as that Red Shield right now.
That's
Trying
true.
to color coordinate.
You know, that's entirely possible, but I'm pretty sure Wulfy's is going to... Wow. That Aghanim. That's just all 3 of them right on top of each other.
Yeah, that was weird. So yeah, I'll be starting this Ganon fight at about the 135 mark. He'll be down here in just a moment.
And given that he has Butter Sword and Silver Arrow, should probably be able to clean this up in less than a minute, would be my guess. It's only 6 dashes of butter in each phase.
And then he's got the silver arrows too, so it's it'll be over before you even know it.
In fact, he's already to the 3rd phase, just has to dodge some bats. Kariohki is back in Link's house. See where they'll be heading. Shovel item, probably? Did they collect the shovel item yet?
I am not sure. I'm not sure where they're heading.
Okay.
Wulfy finishing up Ganon.
Ganon dying to a healthy dose of silver and cholesterol.
Yeah, Wulfy dunning with an official SRL time of 1:36:34. Which is a very good time, no matter how you slice it.
That's, yeah, an amazing time. And then looks like his emulator's stuck there. It's exciting.
That's weird. I haven't seen that one yet either. Vac ban.
Yeah, we'll see if he joins us for post-race. Alright.
So not only did he not open that chest after Moldorm 2, we're not even going to be able to see his bonk count. I'm not sure this is a valid run.
Oh, there we go.
Alright.
Might have been plugging in a microphone. Got Karaki heading back into desert. Remembering to use the book to get in, which is good. Fungus for life.
I was just about to mention I enjoy seeing these credits during the rando tourney. It's nice because I rarely read them in my own runs because I'm kind of impatient. I'm just like, all right, time to mash that fast forward button. Let's get to the good stuff. What's my bonk count?
For most of them, I know what most of them are because it was kind of like they were all mad dashes to write them that just happen to be there. But yeah, I really enjoy the Venus Queen of Fairies, her choices, and the Witch and the Assistant. I think those are my 2 favorite credits in the whole thing.
Yeah, I like seeing Shapoopy's name and yeah, the mushroom. The mushroom's generally a pretty good one. Shield wielding kid for the sick. The sick kid's a good one too. I think all the item ones are good just because there's so much variation in them.
Right. Gotta watch out for the breadsmiths.
And unfortunately, it looks like Karaoke just threw out the dot forfeit into the IRC chat.
Which, in a forfeit situation, the racer gets a 6-hour time, I believe. So let's throw some GGs in for Karaoke. An excellent attempt at a run. Some really interesting riding choices. Was able to pick up Butter Sword on second or third time through Kakariko. Generally, for what seemed like not knowing the regions of the game so well, a solid run so far. I do hope that they continue on and finish that particular run offline, because this is one of the more like quick seeds to get you rolling on.
Yeah, certainly. It takes a lot of guts to be as new as Karaoke liked, and to just jump into a tournament like that and give it a go. Hopefully, it decides to continue on our own and kind of finish the seed, get a feel for it. First couple of
Absolutely.
seeds always are going to take a while. I didn't finish my first randomizer seed for probably at least a week, like, to be perfectly honest.
My first one was 5.5 hours, and then my second one was start and stopped over 3 days for like a 4-hour run. I just didn't have the patience in my head. And then...
Yeah, I didn't either. I would often, like, I would start and I would go for a while until I got stuck. And I would just kind of take a look at the spoiler log, be like, oh, I forgot about that chest right after Uncle, and it had the moon pearl in it, of course. Which is actually what happened to me in my first one. And then I was like, alright, well, tomorrow I'll just do a new seed and see how that goes.
Absolutely. So, to anyone watching, we have a race coming up, it looks like, at 4 p.m. Eastern, so it's in 4 hours from now, on Speedruns Live Speed Gaming on this channel. 6 p.m. We'll have JC versus Xylo. JC, our resident tech wizard for this particular race. Thank you so much for running the restream and keeping everything in time. I don't know if we're going to get anyone in for commentary. We'll see what happens. Say again?
I think we do have commentators for the races today. Or at least the next couple.
Right, the SMBI race, we have Dexana and Koto, it looks like, listed for commentary. And then for your race, we have Ninjem and Biosage, unless anything changes. Everything's subject to change. Then we have a few races this evening. Look like they're going to be fun. Andy's final race at 10 p.m. And then tomorrow looks like it's just packed full of races, morning to night.
Yeah, we got a lot of races coming up for today and tomorrow, so it'll be exciting.
Wonderful thing is, I'm looking at the schedule, and we have races every single day through next Saturday. Multiple races every day through next Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we got, what, like 200 matches? A bit more, maybe? Over 4 weeks, so we gotta be cramming 50 matches in a week. That's, yeah, a lot of randomizer. It's gonna be exciting for sure. And weekends are gonna be super dense with races. Always gonna be something to watch.
Yep, and then you'll catch this tournament on this channel, Speedruns Live, and then there's also a Speed Gaming 2. And then with the current setup that we have, I don't think we've missed any matches yet on Restream.
No, I don't think so. Okay, so we have coming up on this channel after this, the Ori and the Blind Forest tournament. It looks like it's blocked out for the next few hours. Looks to be an exciting game. That'll be going on until about 6 p.m., so 6 hours from now. Definitely check some of that out. It's going to be good times. Anyhow, do we have any other final comments or statements from JC or Swerb?
I was just gonna say shoutouts to everyone that's helped put this tournament together. Shoutouts to like you, obviously, for your work on Randomizer. JC, everyone that's helped restream or commentate. It's been going great so far, and I'm looking forward to the next few weeks.
Awesome. I've got nothing else to say. Stick around. Come back in an hour for Ori and the Blind Forest.
Absolutely. That's JC. Before that was Swerb. I'm VTorp. It's been a pleasure to cast this for you. Follow our runners. Definitely go check out the channels. If kariohki is streaming and looks like they want some help, go throw it at them. If Wulfy is streaming and looks like they need help, go help them. Heck, if any of us are streaming and we need help, go in there and give some shout outs and some love. Thank you again. It's been wonderful, and we'll see you soon.